Over the past 2 years, Uganda has registered some of the highest cases of mental health and also continues to register high violence cases. According to a 2008 study by Gulu University, most of the mental health issues are attributed to the effects of the Lord's Resistance Army insurgency. The study reveals that the war left many people traumatized, depressed, poor and hopeless. Although several interventions have been undertaken to rehabilitate the community, some members of the civil society believe some of the interventions were misguided.
So people, they did not get people who can now deal with their trauma, but they got people who can support them physically to get what they are getting.
Dr. Jean-Marie notes that there is a strong connection between mental health and the level of violence in various communities, not only in Uganda.
Those who lack parental care, when they grow up thinking they are independent, they can do anything without even asking anyone. So even if you are married, you feel like, I grew up depending on myself, so this man is telling me what, this woman is telling me what. So if people are not treating the trauma inside the people, it will come later.
Because they think when you talk about the mental health disabilities, they look at people who are physically seen. They don't look at themselves as a suspect or a victim to mental health.
Since the outbreak of the coronavirus in the country, almost all regions have registered a sharp increase in the cases of violence against women and children, which includes displacement, rape, assault or defilement. This reception center was created to take care of children who went through similar ordeals during the COVID-19 lockdown period.
We have actually the minors, I call them babies, 8 years old, 9 years old, 10 years old. A neighbor to rape, what do you call that? That is a disability of the brain of a high level.
We want to have family engagements. Family engagements, like now we have these shelters where they are having these girls. We want to trace these families and start talking to them, that they have a role to play to protect these children, to let the family remain a safe place for these girls.
Although the statistics are not clear, Gulu District Senior Probation and Welfare Officer Jessica Anena notes that the numbers are worrying.
And so we look at this as so alarming, and when the school opens, we don't know how many girls are going to go back.
Because in the shelter here, we don't have only children from actually sub-region. We have even had us from West Nile, even from Lira.
Just like it was after the LRA war ended, reintegration of some of these victims of violence into the communities is an uphill task.
The children who are defiled, some of them, they are pregnant. And this center, it is an emergency center. So we are thinking, if this girl will give birth, what's next?
Uganda spends 9.8% of its gross domestic product on health care. However, just less than 1% of this goes into mental health care. With the worrying statistics of mental health cases, some of the experts believe this could translate into more violence cases in the country. Nelson Omoya, NTV.